So let's talk about the conflict stage of the relationship and how to get to the next one, to the neutral one, from -1 to a 0, where you don't have any issues with each other anymore and you can start building a new relationship with her. Remember, convincing her to get back to what was is nearly impossible, but what is possible is to build a new relationship with her, right? So, but to start building that relationship, to start from scratch, you have to at least go to where you're not fighting, right? So let's talk about those situations and how to get out of them. So usually there are two categories of situation of conflict. You're either talking or you're not. So if you text her, you get an aggressive response. I told you never to text me. Why you stop harassing me? Like, or maybe even something harsher. You're disgusting. I hate you. Okay, that's an active conflict. Then there is like passive conflict, where you're just blocked on all messengers and she doesn't want to talk to you. Or you may not be blocked, but still, every time you message her, the message is read or not, but she doesn't respond. I'm going to show you a technique that works for all of these situations. But it works, you have to apply it slightly differently. So if your communication with her usually ended up in anger, then what I want you to do is to stop messaging her for 7 days. So she just cools down. That's not the no contact for 30 days rule. No, I don't use that method. I've never seen it work. Just disappear so she cools down, because the closer the conflict was in the past, the stronger is the negative reaction. So we need her to cool down. 7 days is quite enough. And after that, you're going to write her a letter that is structured very specifically, and it has been tested on many, many different situations, very unique and complicated situations in different parts of the world. And I'm going to give you that letter in the second part of this course. You will going to slightly adjust it the way I tell you, and you're going to send it through a messenger of her choice, like the one that you usually interact with. Worst case, email. But I don't like email because you can never tell if it was read or not. That's the last resort. If you have been blocked, if you cannot reach her, you can send this message through the messaging platform that you're blocked on by creating a new number, creating a new account, and messaging her just once, saying it's you, and sending the same letter. Now, be careful. This is not to harass her. This is not to create unlimited amount of accounts and start bombarding her with messages that she doesn't want. That would end up in restraining order. You don't want that. But sending one message, which is essentially an apology message where you admit that you were wrong and she was right. You know this, there is this saying which I found to be true. Do you want to be right, or do you want to get what you want? In this particular case, we're getting her to be right and getting what you want, right? So we'll get to the message itself shortly. So if you've been ignored, this is the way to do it. If you have not been ignored and she reads your messages, just send it normally. There is a king's way of sending this message. It works in some particular cases, and you may consider doing this, but she doesn't have to be too angry at you for this to work. But if you're blocked, more, like she said, "Oh, I need it for my own reasons. So I want to get over you." That kind of thing. You can write it on paper and send it with courier, where she has to receive it personally and sign for it. And of course she will open that package and read it. That's like a guaranteed read. This like works all the time. At the worst case scenario, if you're blocked on all messengers and like you realize, oh, she won't read it probably, this is the way to make sure she reads it. But if she's very angry, she may see it as kind of crossing her boundaries too much. So if you feel that, no, that she will look at this, she'll be pissed off, don't use it. But this is also a way to send this letter. Right, so and now I'm going to go to the computer, show you the letter itself, and together we will go through this letter so you understand what you're sending. You might want to change it a little bit so it sounds more like you, not like me, so it doesn't differ from the way you usually talk. But also be careful about changing it, because it has to still have all the effective parts that work in it. So let's go to the screen, and I'm going to tell you more what to do exactly with this letter and how to use this letter so she gives you a chance to talk normally again. Okay, so let's go through the letter itself. So you say hi or hey, depending on how you usually talk to her. So you say hey, her name, say I hope you're doing okay, and then you do one of the two things. See, I have two different highlightings depending on the situation. If she said never contact me again, use the thing that I grayed out, right? I know you asked me not to contact you and I respect that, but I can't help feeling that we need some closure. That's a very respectful way. Please give me a chance to communicate. I'm not going to try to get back. I just want like a good result for both of us, right? Or there is like the yellow version. If she never said, look, don't contact me again, but you have your own, yourself initiated that pause, you know, the 7-day pause. So she kind of chilled for a bit, you disappeared for a week, and then you say, I know it's been a while since we talked and I just wanted to reach out and apologize for my behavior in the past. So it kind of looks like you took some time to reflect and came back with a very thought out message, right? So you do one of the two depending on the situation. Then you say, I know things didn't end well between us, and I don't want to leave things hanging like this. It's probably true. That's exactly what you feel. I know I hurt you and I'm sorry. Here you can add the big things that she always accused you of. If you remember the exact words she said them in. And they could be very powerful. Like, for example, she called you a narcissist, for example, or she said, like, you were right, I acted like a total narcissist, and I was wrong. Or she said something small, which I think is insignificant, but very big for her, and you agree that that was the wrong thing. You can add it here. Because I know I hurt you and I'm sorry is good, but it's not specific enough. And when you add specific things that she used to say, and you show, yes, I understand you. Yes, now I get it. That thing, and that thing, and that thing. And she feels, oh my God, he hears me. He finally hears me. And it changes, because one of the reasons why they kind of go into anger, frustration, or try to ignore, to forget you. Oh, he doesn't understand the basic things. He cannot hear me. I'm not feeling heard. It's very important for a woman to feel heard, and that's what you're giving here. So if you can add specifics here, in her language, as you remember. You can do it. If you have doubts, go through message history. You'll find those things. Okay. After that, I get if you need space and time to heal. I respect your decision and I won't push you into anything you're uncomfortable with. She may read it as many things, but for certain, look, I'm not going to try to get you back and convince you and stay on your ears, because frankly, you shouldn't. That won't get her back. Getting her back would be a very different process that I told you in the intro to the course, right? You can only do it through building a new relationship with her rather than to convince her to stop being where you are and be where I want you to be. Like, people don't like that. So it's true, you respect her decision and you won't push her into anything you're uncomfortable with. I just want you to know that I still care about you and I want to make things right between us. I know we can't go back to how things were before, but I was hoping we could try to be friends again. I understand if that's not something you're ready for and I won't push you. I just want to be there for you and support you in any way I can. Now you say, well, why do you give an exit for her to say, no, I don't want to be friends? Well, actually, it's not an exit. That's telling her that she makes the decision and giving her the power. It's very interesting that when we give people the power, they feel generous. If we don't, they feel aggressive and they fight us. And here you give her the power to make a decision, and most likely you will get generosity. Okay, well, we can't be friends, of course, because I don't think being friends with my ex is a good idea, but okay, you can ask me how are you once in a while. That's what we're creating. So if you're open to it, I was thinking we could text each other once in a while and catch up. No pressure, just friendly conversation. But if it's not something you're interested in, it's okay too. I just want to stay in touch and be there for you as a friend. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me and give me a chance to make things right. I'm here for you whenever you need me. Take care, and you put your name there. Do not change take care to something nice. Do not add I love you. Things work at appropriate times. If you like a girl, let's say you forget this situation and let's go to basic dating. And you liked a girl and you approach her, you don't try to kiss her immediately. Same here. Right now, you're establishing a little bridge to communicate in a friendly manner. Then you'll go to the next stage, then you go to the next stage, and then you go to the next stage, and then you go to the next stage. You will take it slowly. Don't try to immediately go back to how things were because it feels so wrong without it. Oh my God, I love you so much, please come back, give our relationship a chance. Okay, that will be the reaction. Okay? Take it slow. Right now, our goal is to go from conflict, I hate you, I don't want to talk to you, go away, to okay, well, maybe not friends, but saying how are you in a few times, I don't mind. One thing for certain, I have never seen anyone blocked after this message. She may even say, look, I don't want to be friends with you. And then you can say, that's okay, I understand, but can I check in with you like every 2 or 3 weeks to see if you're doing okay? It's very important for me just to know you're doing fine. She'll say yes. Nobody blocks after this message. This is like the key unblocker. And this is a very proven, tested text that I use in different languages. It works in different languages. Funnily enough, I have my courses translated into many languages and it works. That goes from conflict to actually being in a situation of just talking normally. And then, as you know from the intro, we'll go to the next stage, and the next stage, and the next stage, and the next stage. over time, gradually. So you know when to send it, you know how to send it. Change it a little bit, adapt it to your situation, and go for it. Good luck. I think you'll do it very well. You'll do fine.